Bringing you the flavor of the Midlands. Live from Columbia, this is Soda City Live.
Maybe if you're no busy right now, we can go out for lunch. Just as a thank you for everything you have done for me.
I need a favor. I need you to find my son. His name is Marcel. I need to make amends.
Ayana?
Marcel?
Yo, you look really great.
What have you been up to?
Check out my landscaping business started up.
Hey, good evening. I didn't mean to interrupt your dinner. I just couldn't help over here next to your landscaper.
Yeah.
Well, I got some good news for you.
You found him?
He just wants a relationship. He wants to be in your life.
Wait.
You're his son. You're his blood.
He has had plenty of opportunity to change. Instead, he kills my brother. A man can rot in prison for all I care.
Welcome back to Soda City Live. That was the trailer for a movie that's going to be showing this weekend in Columbia entitled The Rebirth. Now, this film was written, directed, and produced by Esprit Frank, who actually is joining us today from Florida. Esprit, so glad to have you join us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Such a pleasure. So I see in the beginning of this trailer, it says this film is actually inspired by true events. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yes, so it is inspired by true events. So we're pulling from 3 different stories. So I pulled a little bit from myself, and I got permission from 2 other people to share their stories as well within it. And I wanted to do that because with it being based on true events, it makes it more relatable to the public that's watching the movie.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. And is this your first film, or have you been in the film industry for a while?
So I've actually written many things, but this right here would be my first actual feature film.
I love that. Now, the people that you pulled these other stories, so you said it's 3 different stories within this story. So,
yes.
So why the name Rebirth? Tell us about that.
So the name Rebirth is, you will see throughout the movie that even though these individuals are going through what they're going through, at the end, they're going to be in some shape or form reborn into a new self, into a self, where you'll start to see the self-love, you'll start to see where things start to click in with them. And it's usually like that, you know, from when people always say from the outside looking in, they'd be like, oh, you know, if it was me, I would have been left, I would have ran away, I would have did this, I would have did that. And it's so easy to say your POV when you're not in that situation or you haven't been in that situation. And sometimes, and it doesn't even have to be domestic abuse. It could just be maybe you're in a really bad relationship. And sometimes when you're in the midst of it, you're not really seeing it for what it is until you're out of it or you're starting to grow out of it. And you're like, this doesn't make sense. This shouldn't be happening. Or even when you're out of it, you start to say, wow, I really went through that. Like, wow, you feel like you're trapped, but once you get out, it's like a breath of fresh air. So you'll be able to see some of that in the movie.
I love that. And for the audience, what do you want the audience to take away while they're watching these stories unfold on television or on the big screen?
I don't have like a specific thing that I want the audience to get. I just want it for every individual that is watching this movie. I would love for it to, I guess, to resonate with them. Like, I would like a viewer to see it and say, I've been through that. Or maybe I know somebody that's going through that. And have a more clear understanding and maybe having more of a sense of compassion for the person that you know that has gone through that or is going through that. Or even a sense of compassion towards yourself, too. And learn to be gentle on yourself, because we can be hard on ourselves. Because we'll be like, wow, I really can't believe I allowed myself to go through this. Wow, I really can't. No, love yourself. Show yourself self-love, because things happen to everybody. I'm not going to say everybody goes through domestic abuse, but we've been through bad relationships or whatever in any type of way. So I would just hope that it just touches people within their personal lives, however it fits.
I do want to talk a little bit more about yourself, because you actually just recently learned that you are the only African-American female that has a film out in South Florida right now. How did you feel when you learned that?
It felt unreal. Even today, sometimes I have to be like, wow, like this is actually happening. I actually did a interview with a newspaper, and they were done, and they sent me the article, and I was just reading through the article, and in the newsletter it said how I was the only African American woman with a production company and a featured out. And when I read it, I was just like, wait, I'm sorry, what? I'm the only what? Like I didn't know. I had no idea. And I just thought that there had to be other African American women out there making films. I don't know why I assumed. I just assumed. So to find out that I was the only one, it was just very mind blowing to me. And it's kind of like making history. And sometimes I still have to remember the fact that I am the only one in South Florida that is doing something to this magnitude.
I think this is amazing what you're doing. It's amazing that you have the courage to even share these stories and create these stories based on these real life situations, because like you said, it's relatable, and a lot of people need their stories shared so that they know what to do, and that they're not alone, and that there are other people that have gone through similar things and they've overcome. And so this title, based on what you've told me, I think The Rebirth is definitely very fitting, and I'm hoping that those who go out and check out your movie this weekend are able to experience some sort of rebirth as well. Well, Espree, how do our viewers get in touch with you or follow up with any other work that you'll be working on in the future?
Yes, so I am on Instagram and I am on Facebook as of now. So my Instagram will be my first underscore last name, so it'll be Aspri, ASPRI _ Frank, FRANK. And the same thing with my Facebook as well, so you can definitely follow and just keep up with what we're doing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Before we go away, one more question. What's next for you in the future of your films?
Yes, so I already started writing my second movie. I'm also in the process of writing a Rebirth 2. I have 3 children's books that are in the editing process. I ghostwrite, and I have a play as well that I am writing.
Oh, awesome. Look at you. That's so exciting. Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Well, again, continuing to be on the lookout for what you have in store. And so thank you again for joining us today and sharing these details. And good luck this weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're more than welcome. Well, we have much more Soda City Live coming up after the break. Again, this weekend at Spotlight Cinema 8, Saturday the 20th, 6 p.m. Tickets are $20. You can visit our website, sodacitylive.com, for more information.